welcome to CloudNationTV on YouTube. How's everyone doing? We got Maker of Chaos, we got Rain, we almost got Vet. How's it going,
the
guys?
award-winning Vet is here in the darkness. I'm in the shadows.
Doing great, man. Doing great.
Trying to get my camera working. At least the mic's up and running. Hey, at least the mic's up and running because, you know, everybody wants to hear me at least.
Yeah. Okay.
So
how's everyone doing? Y'all good? So
yeah, man, I'm doing good, man. Doing great.
God damn.
Damn it.
It's okay. The award-winning Vet is here, folks. Yes, that's right.
Had to show it.
It's not like
did it come with some money? Did the award come with some money? Did it come with some money?
I can't disclose that information. It's that's above your pay grade.
No.
Look, that's one more trophy than Washington's gotten lately, and one more than the Cowboys.
It looks like a bar of soap, man.
Shut up! Don't knock my award.
Anyway, first of all, happy belated birthday, Vet. If you guys didn't know, I think Vet turned what? What did you turn? 40, 41?
No,
40?
I'm level 40. I'm level 40. It's not an age now. I'm at a level, so I'm ranking up. I ranked up to level 40. I'm halfway to death, basically. That's what my wife told me. And my son just says you're old.
That's 50. That's 50, dude. 50, 60.
I asked my wife,
happy belated birthday, man.
Thank you. They had an awesome stream.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I missed it.
If for those that missed the stream, please go back and watch it. But when you get to the hour, if you don't want to watch the whole thing, I don't care. Go to an hour and 30 and watch from there to the end. Because it just went south. Meg brought up something about vet daddies and
yeah, that's what he's calling all his people now, vet daddies.
So yes, my channel has 2 tiers now. YouTube approved my second tier. I had the vetters at $2.99. We now have for $4.99. You can be a vet daddy. And I'm sorry, but
be
YouTube
a vetter,
approved
folks.
that.
I'd rather be a vetter than a vet daddy. Sorry.
Look, that was Megan Ashes to Ashes that put those ones that suggested. That show, oh my God, that show was a trip.
Magnificent.
It was. Yes, it was. So was my dinner at Olive Garden.
Did you get the breadsticks, man?
I did. I had like 5 baskets full. I mean, somebody asked me, like, did your family have any? I said, yeah, my wife and they all had 1 breadstick. But you said you had 5. You got like 5. I said, yeah, I got 5. I said I shared. I gave them each one.
What did you get the tour of Italy? What did you get?
Yes, I got the tour of Italy.
You're my man. All right, that's
tour of Italy. I had the unlimited salad. I actually paid extra to get the unlimited dipping sauce for the breadsticks as well. It's only $5, so it was worth it.
Nice.
That's awesome. So I guess we'll go around, see what's everyone been up to. It's traditional. So, Vet, what you been up to other than celebrating your 40th level?
Yeah, I've been hooked on Arcade Paradise. To be honest, I haven't played anything else besides Fortnite. I did Fortnite. I think I joined you and Ghost on Monday night for Fortnite. I've been playing nonstop Arcade Paradise, and then I did my Fortnite stream today with my Fortnite co-stream. I am going to be streaming some other stuff next week. Finally, I got some first looks to do. I've got to play this stupid ass game that I hate called Siege. I promised somebody that I would co-stream with them. Unfortunately, I'm stuck. It's already scheduled, so it's the deed's been done.
You keep saying you hate that game, and you keep going back to it.
Well, I say I hate Fortnite too. Usually when I'm losing, and I keep dying, but yeah, it is.
Well, we had a win. I joined for 1 game.
We won every single. I think we won after you left. We did not lose anymore. We kept winning. So we were like, all right, we'll do one more. We'll do one more and then end it. And we won that one as well. So then I was like, Meg, we're done. Cut it off. We're done because we're going out on top as winners. As I carried the team to victory.
Oh God,
I did it.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. I'll believe you.
I don't even believe myself on that one.
That's awesome. Ray, what about you, man?
Man, I had a blast from the past. Me, Certified Doc, and SPG. We actually played some Battlefield 5. I did a little bit of practicing on GeForce. Yes, guys, you can play Battlefield 5 and 1 on GeForce, and then we moved over to xCloud, and there's still a lot of people playing. It is intense. It's fun. What's going on, Ron? I'm here for Madden 23 on Stadia. No, you're not. You're here for Shadow PC. Also, let's see. On Stadia, I played a game called Tri 6. It's kind of like a Tron cycle. It was all right.
Is that new one that just got released for the pro games?
Yeah, I mean it's like $8. I mean, you just you drive a cycle, you throw some traps down, and you try and get the best score. So what else did I play? A lot of Madden, played a lot of Madden, you know, I'm supporting my team. And let's see.
The Cowboys.
No. And then I've been playing, believe it or not, folks, playing a lot of Rumbleverse. Played Rumble first on GeForce, and then been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege, Boulder Gate 3, and and then we played, believe it or not, Riders Republic today, which we jumped back in there, and it was pretty cool. All right.
Nice. That's some good games. What about you, Maker?
Yeah, I've been played a little bit of Fortnite with DrSpaceman, Vet, and Ghost Strats, you know, and we had some fun with that. I played and beat Fable, the original Fable, over xCloud. Played the entire game over that. What other games have I beat recently? Just been playing a bunch of games, Final Fantasy 14, World of Warcraft, because a pre-patch dropped for World of Warcraft for Classic. So a lot of World of Warcraft playing. Immortality, that new like FMV game that came in onto Game Pass.
Oh, okay. I was looking at that.
I was actually surprised because like I enjoyed her story, which is from the same people, but this one to me gripped me, I would say, even more. I keep finding myself opening up the game and going, what else can I find in these clips? Like what can I search through and locate a new clue, and just sifting through the little clips, and audio cues and visual cues are super important. So like if you hear like an eerie music play, go through it, like start looking at that section, and sometimes an image or like a video will play if you find the right scene or right section. And it's really cool.
I don't know what the game is, but it almost sounds like the way you're describing it, it almost sounds like the was it brain dancing or something like in Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk, yeah.
Yeah. A lot like that. It's the idea is all these are footage from movies from this specific actress, and you're sifting through all this like B-reel, this like old footage, and trying to find out what happened to her. And so there's something beneath these clips that you try and find and sift through.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. As for myself, played some Fortnite with Maker, with Vet, with Ghost Strat, with Mag earlier. Had a lot of fun. And I've also started to get back into Destiny 2.
That game.
I haven't done. Yeah, Vet hates that game. Actually, it's not a game easy to approach when you haven't played in a while, getting oriented in all the quests and knowing where you need to go and what you need to accomplish. So I really need to spend a bit of time in there, but it's a game with such a fine game gunplay to it, and there's a lot of elements I like about Destiny. That's why I keep going back to it a little bit. But I need to spend a bit more time to really get situated in the story, what's going on, get the right quests, the right raids going, and everything. So I might be playing a bit more of that in the times to come.
Right.
Haven't played much multiverses this week. Been a bit busy, so but I'll be going back to that game soon enough.
Anybody played anybody played Knockout City since it's free right now?
I saw they were
heard
adding something new. There was something on Epic Store, like a package or something.
The base game is included in that as well, I believe. So if you don't own it, get it. Also, real quick, Mafia, the original Mafia, not the definitive edition, but the original one is also free right now until the 5th on Steam. So you don't even have to do it. All you have to do is go to your Steam store, type Mafia, go to the original one, and just hit add to library, and that's all you got to do.
Not a remaster, but the original.
Sweet.
Yeah, not the remastered one, the original, but it's free. Part of their 20th anniversary, because they're working on the next Mafia, which I fucking can't wait for. I'm just hoping to God it's more of an open world, kind of like the last Mafia 3 was. And as long as they keep it in one of those time eras, maybe instead of the 70s, because I don't really want to drive around with a bunch of fucking hippies in Scooby-Doo vans, we can jump ship about 20 years and go to the 80s, because then the music's going to be awesome there. Or the 90s. I'd be okay with the 90s also with that music.
With the 90s, man, because my son's always looking at like 90s videos like, oh my God, that's so old. So,
have him watch Rocko's Modern Life or Ren and Stimpy, like from back in the day, the original stuff, and see what
those are the shows.
Like, that might traumatize him though.
Like, I'm always like, if you say 30 years ago, to me that's the 70s, and no, 30 years ago it's 80s, 90s.
Yeah,
that saddens me in ways I don't understand.
Gorbachev passed away, man. I was like, wow. I remember, wow, Gorbachev. Holy cow!
I'm saddened by the fact that how far back things are now. It's terrible. All right, where are we at on the news? I don't even know anymore.
So, there's a lot that happened.
I'm trying to figure
both movemented and pretty relaxed these days. It's kind of, we're in a weird period, it seems, for gaming right now. There is some stuff coming out, especially cloud gaming. The news are slow, but there are some news coming out. Like it's like everyone's preparing, but right now they're looking at each other like, okay, who's going to do a big move?
I think it's going to be Tencent and Netflix. I think they're going to make some moves.
Yeah,
I would say Apple, but Apple, I don't think right now. Besides the fact that with anything with Apple, it's always after everybody else is done. They're always last to the party. Even more so than Sony. Like, they are literally the last ones there. So, sweet. I want an Oreo McFlurry.
William in the chat. Oreo
Can you mail me
McFlurry
one?
is imminent. Ooh.
What's going on? What's going on, Will?
Good to see you, Will.
Oreo McFlurry.
Look, you said Oreo McFlurry, and look who pops back up. Maker's back. He's like,
I'll
that
take
McDonald's was good.
Always some good stuff. Yep.
Yeah, so I heard Maker's getting at Logitech Cloud Gaming.
Probably not. No, I have a Steam Deck.
You know what though? Hold up. Since we're talking about that, I know it's all over Twitter. That was this big thing. But if people go back in the archives of Cloud Nation, we already discussed that.
Yeah, we already talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about that months ago. I
this one and Lenovo as well as developing one.
Yes, and those are both devices that we discussed several long episodes ago when we were first on YouTube.
But now we know what it looks like.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and that was the thing, is that's the image that I showcased when we were showing it off, when we were discussing it the first time. It literally looked exactly like that. But at least now we've got more images and stuff.
Yeah,
so
we got in some
CGX is late to the game on that one.
What's going on, Dino?
Is it Dino or Dino? I like Dino because it sounds like, I like Dino.
It's like dinosaur.
I know, but I like Dino because it's like
It's about
it's
the
from
Dino.
Flintstones. Yeah, it's like from
Flintstone dog.
Flintstones.
Hey,
wow. Fat guy.
Fat guy in a little
If
coat.
you guys
Fat guy
want
in
me
a
to get
little
a
coat.
coat, if you guys want, I can go get my little coat.
in a little...
I can do the dance too.
Oh, that's a
Yo.
song. Okay, I
It's
need
from,
to learn
Black
stuff,
Sheep.
bro.
Let's,
the what?
Let's.
Well, wait, no, it was was it Black Sheep?
Black Sheep.
Oh shit!
I
I
have
don't
no
know which.
idea.
Chris Farley's the one that did
Yeah, it was
that.
a Chris Farley. Yeah, it's a Chris Farley movie.
Oh, the movie Black Sheep. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if it had to be that one, but if you want, I can go get it and then do the dance on stream. But we're on YouTube, so I'll save it for a Twitch stream.
Ass Maker knows me in real life. He's saying it. From Tommy Boy.
Oh,
Tommy
there
Boy.
you go.
Yeah,
Tommy
that's
Boy.
what it was.
Well, he don't.
Boy, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss Chris Farley.
Lake, what's
Don't
up?
get it.
Don't get it. Don't do anything.
TV.
Something might catch fire.
Dude, I'm
What's
not
up,
doing,
Link?
I was playing Fortnite and doing my Windows computer. Everything's working right now, so I'm not touching a damn thing. Because the moment I touch a key, lightning's gonna strike and blow this computer up.
Maker has the answer if it's Dino or Dino. There's
Yeah,
the
but
answer
you
right
can
there.
Yes, done.
But it's that is spelled Dino, but it's shut up, Siri. I don't want to hear you. Here comes
The meat wag.
wagon. Dude, now I gotta go watch that movie tonight. No, but anyways, the 10-cent stuff. No disrespect, Duncan, but sorry, CGX was a little bit behind on that one. We already called it, so they should really be giving us
a while
credit.
ago.
They should be giving us credit for that.
No. I think what it was is those were it was confirmed that those are official images of the device, and that's why.
Yeah, back then it was still prototypes that he wasn't sure.
Yeah, but have you seen the specs on it though, folks? Have you seen the specs?
Does it really need heavy duty specs if it's going to literally be geared for cloud gaming?
You'll be able to
4 gigabytes of RAM. 4 gigabytes of RAM.
For a mobile device, it's okay.
But I can take a shitty ass Chromebook that a school would issue and play PC games with a 3080 tier. So do I really need a heavy duty handheld device that I would have to spend $1,000 on, or some ridiculous amount? Maker, how much is the Steam Deck again? It doesn't matter. It's overpriced.
I think it's like $350 for the cheapest one.
Yeah, I mean, but I want to know.
I'm curious about the price point on that.
I'm curious. Are those crunchy pickles in the chat, or are those soft, soggy pickles? What's up, Ghost Strikes?
Ghost, what's going on, buddy?
What up, man? Good to see you.
Yeah, we got to pull everybody away from Jeff. Nobody wants to watch this shit.
All your wives need a heavy duty handled device.
SPG, you've been drinking before you hopped on here.
No comment. No comment.
Jesus,
man, the chat. We just started the show and the chat's already going south.
What's up?
It's how she goes. It's how she goes.
Crunchy
spicy pickles. Ooh, pepper pickles. Is that junk? No, that is in his natural state.
That's natural habitat.
OnlyFans.
Anybody can watch the stream, not just fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want, Ron, if you want OnlyFans, go check out Jeff. I'm sure he's got something good going on there.
Don't check out Jeff. He's actually playing with his GameCube right now. Boy, that did not sound too good, folks.
It's not Twitch. It's not Twitch. We don't do hot tub backslap streams here.
I thought that was going south real fast.
Okay, so back to gaming. So
yeah.
What do you guys think the price point will be on that little device here?
I'm gonna give it about a 300. I think that's what they're gonna try and hit us with.
I
200.
Excuse me,
Two-
man. You forget we're right
$1,
now.
$1.
Inflation's
the
going
price?
on right now, man.
You have to
I'm
Oh,
think.
yeah,
about
that's
$1.
true.
You have the Steam Deck out there with certain specs. This
Yeah,
won't compare in terms of local, like to play local.
Yeah.
So you have to compare. Like if it's going to be 300, you're going to pony up a bit extra. You get the Steam Deck with a much larger screen and much more power. So
I'd like to bid $1. I'd like to bid $1.
You also have to understand the
250,
Switch.
Price is right.
The Switch is 300 as well. So
Yeah, but
So
this isn't geared. It's not going to be hard. Like it's not geared for that. It's geared for cloud gaming services. So I
which is
don't
why I'm
think
going with
handheld
200.
Chromecast. It's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's gonna. I could see between 2 and 3. I agree with that. I don't think it'll be less than that. I mean,
I
you
don't think
never
it'll be
know.
less than 2.
They could be. They could surprise us and go that.
If they want to push that, it's going to need to be priced around 169. If they go higher, it's going to struggle.
Is it Bluetooth only headphones, or is it going to be AUX added to it? I see there's like a little hole or something.
There's a mute button.
Vet doesn't have a mute button. I don't know what that is.
I can double check. I know people have been looking at it.
God, the damn thing does look a lot like a.
It's got a little hole right there.
Hold on, I'll do something.
Let's see something here.
Here you go.
Is it the top quality?
Eventually, when I see Mr. Bay Ray come back to check on the status of it.
It does look like it's a headphone port here.
Right.
With something
Android,
that looks like a
it's more
docking station.
More Switch. It's going to be similar, more geared for the way it looks. It's more like the Switch, almost. To me, it honestly, it looks like the Wii, the handheld part for the Wii U.
I mean, if it's under $300, I'm definitely interested. If it's under 300,
yeah, if it's for 200 or less, I may consider it.
Exactly.
But I have my Steam Deck, so I don't really need it.
Yeah, that's the
I
thing.
don't have a Steam Deck.
That device
don't have a
will
Steam
be
Deck.
useless.
It
I don't have
doesn't
maker money.
surprise me that companies are getting into this, though. I mean, we've said that before. As cloud gaming becomes more of a, the natural way of progression, you're going to see more of these devices, more companies making these devices. Like when tablets first started rolling out, you had select few companies. You're going to see the same thing with these handheld devices that are geared for cloud gaming. Everybody's going to have you're going to eventually have all like Logitech, Dell. All of these companies are going to probably eventually put something out. They're going to because you're going to want to compete.
But comparing the capabilities to the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck does give you a standard. So comparing what's in there to the Steam Deck, you need a price point that's at least less than 60% of the Steam Deck if you want it to work.
Right, but is this something
Eddie in the chat? What's up?
Is this something that you can legitimately compare to the Steam Deck what's the Windows based handheld devices? I mean, now you got to compare it to those as well. So because now you're going to have 3 different types of handheld devices that are geared for these, handheld gaming. You've got the Steam Deck, which is based off of Linux. You're going to have this one based off of Android, and you've got the Windows ones that are out there that are overpriced.
The thing is, the Steam Deck is successful.
Right.
We're seeing it out there. It's in a lot of people's hand. There's a lot of pre-orders.
Good point.
I think right now, if you pre-order it, not pre-order it, but if you try to order it, you're not getting it till next year. So that's how big the demand is for it, and it keeps increasing because people are seeing it in the wild and they want it because it's a success. Everyone who plays it, like Maker, is the only one of us who has it. And Maker, would you recommend the Steam Deck?
Yes, especially if you're a PC gamer.
My best friend, I know Kevin got it. which I'm jealous of you, Kevin. Don't leave your window open because I will steal it.
So there you go. So you have something that's setting a standard that's really appreciated by the public, that we cannot call the Steam Deck niche. It has gone mainstream over its public. So it has a certain public that's limited, yeah, but it's not niche. It went mainstream over the Steam community.
Oh no,
It's number one selling in the Steam community for a while. So it is a well accepted device. Now you're coming in with that kind of handle, like this Logitech device here and whatever Lenovo is working on and anyone's bringing in, you have to compare it to this. Can your device perform as well as the Steam Deck? And if it cannot run games locally like the Steam Deck does with RDNA 2 tech inside of it, the GPU, then you have to prepare your price point to compare to that. So if your device is just a cloud gaming device with 4 gigabit of RAM and like whatever performance you have in there, you have to take that into account when putting your price on your device. Like, okay, if I don't price it right, and for only like $100 more, someone can go to the Steam Deck and play everything local. Well, people are going to go to the Steam Deck and not buy the Logitech device. So that's something they have to take into account before they put their price on.
Wait. Oh, okay. So,
yeah.
Sorry, I saw a tweet about someone saying that they're moving over to EA to work on the new Star Wars FPS project, and I didn't realize that had already been leaked about that.
Okay.
Oh no, we got the internet. Everything gets leaked out ahead of time. That's just the way that everything is.
Interesting. Is it still a Battlefront, or we don't know?
It's gonna be made by Respawn, so Jedi Fallen Order team.
That could be very interesting. Maybe like a smuggler or a bounty hunter game. Could be nice.
I'm not sure. It just says FPS project.
Nice. So Dino said only the worthy will survive the handheld war. And Eddie's asking what he missed about the award-winning Vet.
Without turning my background off and you seeing my behind the curtain, which is unacceptable. I've got an award because I'm the life of the party. Literally, we all know that.
Actually, that's a block of soap he bent over in the showers and picked up.
Am I the world's greatest cloud gamer? Now I've got my first official award as life of the party. I will get more awards as the years go on. So, no, it's all about Bet right now. I mean, I did tell people this won't make me get a big ego or think I'm better than everybody, but
Megatronics.
I should have fucking won. That shit's all rigged anyways. I should have clearly won. And we already know Streamer of the Year. We saw who won last year's, and that was rigged because it's all BS. It doesn't matter because you get somebody says, oh, you got a title. Whoop-de-doo. I've got a physical award. What's last year's Streamer of the Year got? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You know that.
And even if he does,
fit in your mouth. Can you do me a favor? Can you put that in your mouth? Fit it right in your mouth.
No, because we don't want Doc's channel to get taken down, and then it's all on you.
Please don't.
You'll have to cough up. You'll have to cough up about $80,000, so I can start my new gaming company. It's on Kickstarter. I'm going to bring the game to Stadia.
See, there you go. You started it. Anyway,
hold on.
One of us was going to start it.
Anyway, I was going to bring up some news. I got in my email the other day. Shadow is coming to Canada, and it's also coming to some other countries as well. And
still overpriced.
The 3070 is should be October 26th. October 26th, y'all.
Link, I have finished one game. I finished Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Not sure how I did that, but I finished one. God. I mean, the amount of games that the amount of games that I've quit outweigh all this. Shadow's dead? Oh.
There
I
go
didn't even
Ron.
get to
try
try
to
the
catch
little
up to
price
the
I
tier.
knew
chat.
that would get Ron's attention.
So SPG said the Steam Deck clones will most likely run out or be allowed, not the cloud gaming handheld.
God, we're gonna have the Clone Wars now. Damn it!
That's the thing. Maker the Steam Deck, it does make a noise, right? The fans in it. How is it?
Yeah.
Is it very loud
It,
or?
it depends on the game. So, like running something like Sekiro, you're gonna hear the fan for sure because it's going full force for those AAAs. But if
Actually,
you're playing,
Maker, I actually have a recording of a Steam Deck making noise. Hold on. There you go, guys. That's the Steam Deck right there. There you go.
but for like smaller indie titles, I can't hear the fan.
Nice. Yeah, good to know. Good to know. Dino said it's from his OnlyFans that he had kicked off. He got an award. Yep. That is, I put my name to pre-order in February or in September, and no news from me. There is a high demand for that device.
Very high.
You were gonna say?
I did want to mention also that Odin, which has an Android-based handheld device, they have a light version for $199, so $200. So I think they'll try and
Match.
It'll
that.
probably be between 200, 250. Yeah.
It's good. Yes, nothing more frightening than Ray coming through the window wearing the Niners beanie.
Hey, Jimmy G, baby, he's back.
Vet, you were congratulated by Eddie, by the way. And Ron
Okay.
showing his
Yeah, I'm
hot
back.
dog for some
Thanks,
reason.
Eddie. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah,
Okay.
when does he get the I Quit Gamer award for how many games he never finished? And quit?
I have finished the game. I beat
Damn.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey just because the amount of games that I've rage quit on outweigh the one game that I beat. I beat Civilization, every version. I mean, granted, it's turn-based, so it doesn't theoretically count. Okay, whatever. Shut up. Whatever, Link. I'm out of here.
Ron said, "Wait, Shadow PC's dead." No, they're not. They're expending.
Yeah,
No, this.
they're
I
not
can't
dead.
wait. I'm getting my upgrade soon.
Ron, Shadow PC's not dead. They're just jacking the prices up that way nobody can afford it.
What are you talking? Dude, you spend that money on fast food. Shut up.
How much?
$14.99. Shut up. That's a couple of Happy
Did you
Meals.
say 13?
It's $14.99.
Now what is that? That's the basic one, right? That doesn't give me the 37.
$29.99 is the basic, and then you add $14.99. That's going to be $45, folks. You will be paying $45 a month.
That's overpriced.
30.
But that's not factoring all the extra storage you would need. If you want to increase your storage, then you're paying what, like $5 a piece for each drive you want? So you can be paying
$2 and some change. $2 and some change.
Dude, the amount of money that you will spend on that in 12 months, you could fucking save all that and go buy yourself a computer.
Or just get a free laptop from NVIDIA,
I don't know anything about that.
Shit.
It was actually 2, Ray, but I don't know anything about that.
Yeah. I ain't got it like that.
So
Look, some
I'm
people
looking.
got it, I can't help. I'm the life of the party.
Yeah, you're the life of the party, all right.
Hey.
Okay, yeah, there's plenty to report it anyway.
The fans spoke. I can't help it.
What fans?
I gotta help. I already thanked all the little people that made this possible for me to get that award. There was, Link TV, Eddie, Meg, DrSpaceman, Maker, and JD, Ray, and I was gonna say Jeff, but no one cares about him because he's a Cowboys fan. So his he doesn't matter. I guess I could put Anthony in there, and I would have, but then he had that little mishap on his show, so I had to take him off the list. He got demoted. Don't worry. Just because I got one award, it's not going to make me think I'm better than everybody.
I heard rumors it was Maker in disguise. I'm just saying. It was Maker in disguise.
Oh, damn. I was going to say something, but I can't make that comment. I cannot make that comment without it sounding. Yeah, I'm just going to stop while I'm ahead because it's going to turn. This is going to get ugly. But I had to catch myself.
I like the GeForce Now Thursday games.
Before that,
Wait, they
Link
got
mentioned a
games?
story.
What's
Just wanted to do what Link talked about here, the family tier. So it's come out that they're trying something. Xbox is trying something in some region. Not sure. Like I know there's 2 countries where they're trying it. Where you can
Ireland and Colombia, right?
Possibly. Anyway, there's 2 countries where they're trying out the Game Pass for friends and family. So you can extend your Game Pass subscription to up to 4 people for a more expensive subscription. But like you can just split it up among people, which is very interesting, especially like if your family of gamer can share it out and everyone has their own account. So, Ray, that would be useful for you.
It would be great because me and my son, definitely are always fighting over the Xbox. Sometimes.
I hear that the awards already gone to Bet's head. Just a rumor.
Dude,
What?
And
It has?
yes, Ireland and Colombia.
been big.
How much is it now?
€21.99 euros. So probably a bit more expensive or similar in the US.
Okay, so Link
Definitely.
said 25. That
Yeah, it's supposed to be 25 a month.
do I have to
in US.
if I have Google Stadia, do I have to pay to have a family tier to share my
look,
games?
Look though.
I'm just-
High quality
saying.
games together on console, PC, and cloud.
Well,
Game
no,
Pass, friends, and
deal.
family.
gotta
That's a hell of a deal, folks. That's a good deal.
Rephrase that. It's high quality games on console and PC. Don't put cloud in there because their cloud gaming is not high quality right now.
To me, it is. For me, it is.
No, you don't count
I would
because
say
you
high.
are
It is.
Silicon
I
Valley.
can't help it that you got a shitty computer, but for me,
It's-
it plays good.
No, see, my shitty computer is basically like a shadow PC, except I don't have to spend $45 a month.
So
have a 37.
anyway, shut up. I had played Battlefield 5 yesterday with 2 of my friends, hopped in, played, had a hell of a game. Plus, if you guys know, Battlefield has multiple people playing, and it played great for me, folks. Like I said, if it does not work for you, of course, don't get it. But if it works great for you, it is a good deal, and it's a good deal.
I think it's hard to go against the amount of value you get off of that.
Thank you, Maker.
Because just look at the amount of titles that they do have available. I think it's over 400 games on PC, Xbox, and almost cloud. I think cloud's at 380 right now. And just for that cost point, $25, 5 accounts. I know I'm personally going to be sharing it with my brother, his girlfriend, and one of my friends. So that's 4 people.
Thanks, Maker. I appreciate you sharing it with me.
So to me, it's a fantastic value, and I'm.
You just said it was shitty.
What?
I'm talking about the cloud side of things. I'm not dissing the console.
Cloud works for me.
Side.
Cloud works.
You
for
don't
me.
count. You're in fucking.
I was playing
right next door to
certified.
Why are we
SPG,
going back to that argument?
SPG, you still in the chat? SPG and Certified Doc, we played last night.
But
we had a
is
great
it
time.
the same? Okay, is your experience the same across the board for everybody that they advertise that can use xCloud? No, it's not. You are a select case.
Guess what?
So,
hey,
no,
let me
vet.
Vet.
Is
Let me
available for
vet.
everyone.
Let me enlighten
It
you.
is console, PC, and
ultimate.
cloud.
Vet, let me enlighten you. Not all these cloud platforms are good for everybody. So
I'm not
just saying it's what I've
all
been
of the
circling with
platforms.
my mouse, console, PC, and cloud. So it is Game Pass Ultimate that you're getting.
I'm not talking about all platforms. I'm talking about this game friends and family tier that they're adding is not worth it. I'm just unless the
It
game
is
really-
worth it.
for console
I
and
noticed
PC, it's
in
worth
the
it. Yeah.
past, folks, if you don't know, in the past,
God.
he doesn't like when you combine these stuff. He did it with PlayStation. Now he's back on Xbox.
PlayStation
I'm
still
just saying.
sucks. PlayStation now still is an issue. I still have my issues with that, and I have my issues with xCloud. You're talking about billion-dollar companies that can't seem to get their cloud service to work across the board for everyone to have the same quality. What, like, seriously, if you're putting that much effort into the xCloud, you should be able to get it working across the board.
I know a lot of people that can't play GeForce. I know a lot of people that haven't played Luna.
I know a lot of people that have trouble with Stadia.
There's a lot.
And
you know why?
There's something going on with
Luna.
Stadia right now. I'm having issues right now because I can't get. I don't know if they did an update, but I can't get my game alerts. I can't get the alerts to go private or in a party chat. So I have jumped in many different browsers. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
I know for me, Stadia's. I have to make sure people are off the internet for Stadia because my quality really degrades.
So how does that benefit people? I'm not trying to say that xCloud. Yeah, I get it's a great deal for consoles, for people that play Xbox games on PC. But I'm sorry, your xCloud service fucking sucks.
That's your opinion, bro. Your opinion.
Yeah, that's your experience.
That's your opinion. That's your experience.
Yeah.
We'll put a poll up.
This deal in games history.
The average,
it is a great deal.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What the fuck ever?
I haven't tried xCloud in forever, personally, so I'm just gonna give it a try to see.
Let's see the 1080 subpar 1080 graphics we got going on.
So, bit
what
of
game you playing?
artifacting. Just gonna try this out to see how it looks. It looks pretty good right now. Okay, no, that's.
I like this game a lot.
This looks pretty solid.
Like I said, not everybody has a good experience. Some people have bad.
How's the lag on it? Is it any better?
It's a lot better, actually. So I'm playing in browser right now with Clarity Boost enabled.
It should help with some sharpening. I believe it's like a sharpening filter.
Yep. Like, pretty instant. Like, press. It's pretty instant now. They greatly improved. So,
yeah, I remember when you were getting that scan line.
I remember that too.
It's no, they're doing some work, so I'm gonna have to give it to Xbox. Yep. No, they're resolving stuff. They're not sleeping on the job. So it might not look the same for every game. This kind of game tends to look pretty good because you see, like, it's big pixels and all that. It's not as much movement. So if I launch a big 3D game, it might not have the same performance. I'm gonna have to try it out. Like MLB, for example, when I tried to play it on there, it had its issues. But this actually looks clean. So
yeah,
just gonna.
I mean, it runs pretty. As I said before, I recently beat Fable on it, so that'll tell you something. Like I've consistently play games through the cloud on it. I would say on a weekly basis.
Ready to clear your cache. You know what, Dino? That's actually I need to do that. You're right.
Yeah.
We don't know Link TV. I've been trying to figure that out for the longest. Are we talking about the cloud or the deal?
So this game, the last time I tried it in a cloud, it was a disaster. So let's see how it is.
Loading up pretty quick.
But this game has a lot of movement. It's 3D, high quality game. So
that's tough.
This might be a bit more apparent. Like a lot more pixels moving around. So a lot more data going through.
You can definitely tell it sharpens up whenever you stop moving.
Yeah, and there's a tiny bit more latency. I can actually feel it. Yeah, there is more latency, but it's not as bad as it was before. So
Okay.
can I get out through there? What's my objective?
I can't wait till the deal is complete. Also, hi all, hello. I don't think xCloud is ready for the first person shooters yet, or the FPSs, but overall, most games that aren't that intense and require there to me little to no lag is not quite there yet.
Yeah, I can feel a tiny bit of lag, but it's much better than it was. Definitely much better. Is Vet gone or?
They've definitely been improving, which is good.
I'm here.
They do have a ways to go with their cloud section, but to me, it's consistently pointing in the right direction, which I think is good.
We got Dagnut18 in the chat. What's up? Can't wait till the deal is complete. Also, hi all.
Avon does not have a cloud platform run. That would be amazing if they did, because I know Cowboy would get a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the xCloud's ready for SPS yet, but most games aren't that intense and require there to me little to no lag. Yeah. So more like indie games, like retro style, like I was playing earlier, is perfect for it. So I can see Vet's point at the same time, not wanting to really play FPS. So for someone like me, xCloud is great. But for someone who is a fan of FPS, definitely has some improvement. Yeah, they need to improve some stuff on there. But there is some improvements, though. I have to say. Gonna reload that. Just for fun. Just gonna get a kill.
But what are you playing that on? What are you playing that on?
Browser on Microsoft Edge.
And how many other tabs you got up?
A bunch.
Okay.
Headshot.
To me, it's completely serviceable. I get a similar experience with most of the other cloud gaming stuff, but that's just me. You know, it varies from person to person. I know that
it is a shooter played with a controller, which I'm not used to. Normally, FPS I play with mouse and keyboard. But
it is a little clunky. I hope that they add mouse and keyboard support soon.
All I'm saying is I can't wait to play me some Deathloop finally.
Oh yeah, that's coming to premium, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's coming out soon. Because that's Bethesda.
Is it next month? Or yeah, it's next month, right?
Yeah. I'm actually surprised it plays a lot better than it used to. This is actually serviceable, yeah. Like you were saying, Maker. So big win on this. I wouldn't play FPS on that. I wouldn't go deep in the experience of an FPS on xCloud yet. But like once Starfield comes out, absolutely, it's more of an RPG. I think it would be suitable for that. Yeah, they're doing their work. It's improving vastly.
Yeah,
that looks like he's not satisfied with what I'm saying. No, doesn't agree.
Well, you know what they say about
I sure shit don't. I'm not going to at this point. Not until I see some more improvements across the board.
Vet is saying, wait, I did not hear. What was your argument on cloud with Vet? Actually was curious to know what he was saying.
It needs to be more than just family-friendly games or low-scale games, because if you're going to push cloud gaming, it's got to be able to handle everything, especially if We you know they're going to bring Call of Duty to the cloud. They've already and if
And
that-
Diablo and
well, Call of Duty is going to be the standard. If that can't handle xCloud, it's never going to be able to succeed, because there's going to be a ton of people that are going to want to be able to utilize the cloud for that, as the size of that game continues to grow.
How did you play Halo Infinite, DrSpaceman?
I played it on my console,
Played
on my
console.
Xbox.
Okay, I played it in my browser,
Hmm.
and it played
I-
well.
I think-
Like I said, I'm
I
not
think
saying I'm
I
not
think they
saying
have-
that's wrong. I'm just saying that he's right. Other people cannot play it. It doesn't work, but it works for other people. But like I said, that's his opinion.
I think it's a
Go ahead.
testament at how successful Fortnite was with xCloud.
Link,
You know,
I have no idea, Link.
I think xCloud has a lot of potential. By the time I would say the Activision deal goes through, I'm hoping that xCloud improves from then, and they have time to do that. Just the improvement from a year ago is significant on my end, and I to me, I think a year from now, how's it going to perform? And I think it's going to perform a lot better.
So Ron is asking if Stadia has 100 new games yet. Are they on track?
No, they're
Probably
behind,
not.
but
Does that surprise anybody?
no.
I mean, they're still ahead of the game compared to Luna. Luna can't even get out of the United States unless they just don't want to announce that Luna is just going to be a U.S. based cloud gaming service only.
Just trying to establish where I can fit my 2
Luna
cents
is a
yet.
lot to do.
Luna
is a U.S. cloud gaming service. That's all it is right
Wait.
now. It's only for the
Luna
US.
is out of beta, right? It's no longer in beta.
Yeah, it's out of beta.
Yeah, it's been out of beta. It's been out.
So we can't use that excuse anymore.
No, and they don't say anything. I get, your social media team on Twitter is great, but y'all still refuse to say when you're going to expand to other countries. Well, it's coming. What? Another year or two down the road? How long is it going to take? There shouldn't be any excuse that you can't get Canada and Mexico to utilize the service, unless, like I said, it's going to only be for U.S. Individuals. And if that's the case, it's not going to succeed at all. It's going to be an epic failure in the making.
I would doubt it, because they have Prime Video in Canada. They have a bunch of services in Canada. Not
There
every
shouldn't
service.
be a reason
But
that
then-
you can't fucking get Luna working elsewhere, or it's not a priority to them, which is going to hurt them as well.
We'll see how it goes with this.
I just looked it up.
Eddie, Stadia hasn't expanded either. That's Google doesn't seem to be. They talk a big game about getting ready for expansions and potentially opening up to other countries, but that's all it is. It's just
Mexico.
Are they in
it
Mexico
available now?
yet, or
Did they launch?
No,
They
not
haven't.
in Mexico yet.
No, they just said they were going to launch, just like they've said they're going to launch in all these other countries, and they haven't done that.
They've done a lot. They've done a lot more than Amazon.
didn't they release in a few European countries?
I agree with that, but my thing is, both of those companies, it's just talk. You're talking a big game and not doing anything.
Because it's too.
And don't
early.
think I'm not going to hold back on some of the other services. I won't hold back on PlayStation's got issues. I've got issues with PlayStation as well that I'll bring up when we get there.
Yeah, I think they've all got issues, but to me, Xbox and PlayStation have the best content going forward. I think
what's that you just said, Maker?
Content.
Who?
PlayStation and Xbox.
They should. They've been around the longest, so
they've been the market leaders.
They should.
That's not even a valid. That's a given that they'll have the catalogs for both of those companies.
Well, I mean,
will have the best.
To me, they're continuing that push. Like, look at
consoles,
Xbox
right?
I was going to say, like, the titles coming to Game Pass. You know, they've got Plague's Tale this fall with, you know, High on Life. They've got all these other titles that they're working on. Starfield, Redfall coming next year. PlayStation, you got Deathloop coming this upcoming month, which is a pretty
is
big
that for console
AAA
only?
title. No, it's it said it's coming with extra and premium, so I would assume it's also coming to the streaming.
So it's for Windows users only.
Is there a PS4 version of Deathloop?
I believe so.
Yeah, there's a PS4.
Yeah, but
so Link says, so the argument is cloud in general isn't up to par for high-end gaming experience, although that cloud gaming needs these high-end games to make it relevant. Am I correct? So that would be Bet's argument.
They could use it. I mean, if you're going to make this big ass push, like I said, they need to do something. I get your branding stuff, your licensing things, your trademarking names. Who gives a fuck? If I can't use the service, why it doesn't appeal to me? And if cloud gaming is the future, you need to make the service appealable to everyone, not just family-friendly people, not just the casual gamers. They have to be appealable to all gamers. And none of besides barring GFN's the only one that could probably
What's going on, David? What's going on, Paul?
With the hardcore gamers.
Hey, Paul.
And Boosteroid will be there by the end of the year. I can guarantee Boosteroid's going to be up there. But xCloud is working there. I get Microsoft is getting it. I'm not counting them out. I'm not saying that they're not going to get there. They will. It's just Luna and Google are the only two that I worry are going to be left in the dust. PlayStation, I don't think that they give a shit. That PlayStation, their cloud service is on the back burner. They're not focused on their cloud service. They haven't been for a while.
I don't think that they need at this moment. I think that's the reason why.
Why do you think?
I think the cloud for PlayStation at the moment. For PlayStation, what's going on right now? I think it's a priority for them, but not the consumer end at the moment. They're working on some stuff. They want to get hybrid games
VR.
going. Yeah, they got VR, but also they have hybrid games they're working on that will be on the PS5, but that uses the cloud to power it up. We know about Haven's game that's in development right now. It's one of such
Netflix
games.
will pass everybody by the time Sony gets things going.
But Sony has some solid tech behind their cloud. It works really well.
I get it, but for Windows users, they've just forgotten about every other, mobile users, Chrome OS users, Mac users. They don't care about those branches.
They know that the user base right now is not there, and they're focusing on building the backbone. Once they're ready to release it,
how do you?
They're releasing right now an iPhone controller for the remote play. That's going to be usable for the cloud.
But how do you know that they don't know that the user base isn't there? They don't have an app for it. You can't tell me that if they launched a web-based app that like GFN has, like you can use the browser to play your PlayStation games. You can't tell me that Sony couldn't fucking put that shit together and let other users, iOS, Apple, Chrome OS, and Android and things like that, and see. Look at the numbers then. Shit, if they don't add up, then pull the plug on it.
Vet, I'll shed some light on the topic. What you're arguing right now is exactly what the OGs at the start argued for years. Best advice I could give you: find what you love and just game.
It's advice from a wise man, folks.
I think cloud is getting there, and like you see Xbox in as far as like the big gaming companies making the biggest push right now. Look at their Gamescom presence. They showcase the Samsung TVs and monitors that have xCloud built in. So they're making cloud a priority, and I think it's going to be Xbox leading the forefront to push cloud to be popular, to make Sony say, hey, we need to have a mobile app. We need to get Xbox is getting all these users. They're making these changes, and it's going to take that for Sony to get off their ass. I'm just going to be honest, because Sony's comfortable right now.
Xbox took the torch right now. They have the torch at the moment.
Sony's comfortable right now, and until another company makes them cause to shift, to change, to take chances, they're not going to do it. And you see that.
Well, we saw that with Xbox. That's why they jumped. They had to speed up the process of going towards cloud because of Google. Google basically forced some of these the consoles companies' hands into pushing into cloud gaming. Because I can guarantee you we wouldn't have we would still have the same shitty PlayStation now because the UI hasn't changed in a decade on the PC app. You can laugh, but I can guarantee you.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm laughing because you're 100% right. It took them over a month to get Stray onto the PC app. It was terrible.
Well, and I canceled it, but I'm just saying that without Google starting that trend, Microsoft wouldn't be doing anything. I get Google's not an entertainment company; they're tech. That's the problem that Stadia faces. That literally is the main problem that Stadia is not going to succeed, and it's unfortunate.
If Sony hadn't kicked Xbox's ass, then Xbox wouldn't be putting their games on PC and mobile and creating this cloud solution.
Xbox had to find a solution to trump Sony's game.
Exactly.
And they found it.
Xbox putting their games on PC for the PC Game Pass, look what it did. Now what's Sony doing? Putting their games on PC. It's just they're doing the same thing because they saw, oh shit, Microsoft's successful with their PC games. We got to do something to compete.
They're even releasing PC hardware for gaming.
Yeah, so they're going right at Microsoft with that. This is like the console wars all over again, but it's PC.
Right.
God, I'm gonna just fucking leave.
Companies don't need to try and race it.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Ray.
No, I didn't realize I wasn't allowed
Microsoft has a subscriber. Stadia seems up in the air. Sony's trying to live on just their premium games.
I think you're right.
Well, I heard Link's statement. I read it, but if I'm not supposed to argue that, and I'm just supposed to find what I love, so I shouldn't argue and I shouldn't bring up points and the issues. I should just take it what it is, and that's why we have Stadia where it is right now.
Oh, I mean, I think all your things are valid, but I also understand that I think Google and Amazon are awash right now. Until we see any major push by either company, I wouldn't expect anything from them.
No, all it's going to literally take is to fucking put your service in another country. Put it in India. That's all you have to do. Whoever gets India first, I can guarantee you their service is going to skyrocket. Because
the moment Xbox right now is gaining a lot of ground. The moment PlayStation pushes their app properly on all the platform, it's going to be an instant win for them. So they're going to be back at the top with Xbox on the race for the content. And as for GeForce Now, it's a great value. You get the platform plays well at a decent price, and you get all the games that you can buy with city keys on Steam and all the free games on Epic. So at it as itself, GeForce Now is extremely affordable for that. Even though you have the
GFN's an add-on. NVIDIA's not going to push anything with GFN. I mean, they are, but up to a certain extent. Like game-wise, you're not going to see them going out and dropping tons of money to get these games back on there because GFN is the add-on to the graphics card. The graphics card is their moneymaker. That's their bread and butter. Just like Google's bread and butter is advertising and tech and
but they are still trying a lot of stuff. Like they're implementing touch control, like we're seeing with Genshin Impact right now. I get that.
Yes, no, and I'm not knocking GFN on that one. I'm just stating that it's a little bit different. You're going to have other companies. Netflix is getting into gaming. Boostroid's still dropping fucking massive games left and right, and eventually we know that they're going to be getting the 4K 120 or 240 FPS by the end of the year. So all these companies are going to start to keep amping up the tech and everything, and it's just one is going to outdo the other, and then the other is going to outdo that one, and it's going to be a repetitive cycle until they're all pretty much even across the board.
Yeah, and the content's going to be the key driving factor. Be the ultimate.
Yeah, that will ultimately come down to, because you've got the separates. You've got Stadia and Xbox and PlayStation are your console stuff. They're going to be eventually going after the content for those three. And GFN is only competition at this point is Luna, which isn't competition because they don't matter at this point compared to GFN, and Boostroid. Boostroid's their real threat at this point because Boostroid's able to get the games that people want.
I was gonna go on Boostroid on something. Do you guys think Boostroid might get acquired by like Embracer and Tencent?
I could see another the big company buying them out. Yeah, I could.
If they did, I could think it would be Tencent.
They're doing the. I actually would see Embracer. They're much closer geographically,
right?
Because Booster is based off. Well, it was based off Ukraine and Switzerland, I believe that their HQ is. Like they're split up into countries, and now a lot of things are changing. And Embracer is all over in Europe, so I would easily see Embracer acquiring him.
Maybe
I don't know.
Year,
it might be a.
I could see it next within the next few years. I could see something like that happening.
I think it'll be a different tech company, but I do think it'll be a tech company that acquires them.
Link wanted to cover something in a statement, guys.
My statesman was not to shut you up in any way, shape, or form. Your argument is valid, and just however the constant pursuit for change that may never come will make you miss what's in front of you. Absolutely. We have some platforms that work really well.
I get it.
xCloud indeed does have its struggle, but I can attest. I just tested it out. There's some vast improvement compared to the last time I tried it, because Sniper Elite 5 was playable now. It was unplayable the last time I played it. As for more retro games, perfect experience. It was similar to that. Right now, it was pristine. Last time I tried some retro games, it worked well. I still had some pop-ins, some glitches, but it worked real well. Now it was perfect. So I definitely xCloud is working on stuff.
Chickapat has nailed it right there. That's my my problem. That's my problem right off the bat. That is the 100% what my issue is that
compared to GFN 3080, every other cloud gaming competition is just an average okay experience. They are the gold standard of cloud gaming. 100%.
Yes, and that's I think that is my personal issue why I hold every other one the issues that I point out and I have a problem with, because I'm at this GFN standard. And I'm comparing everything else needs to be pristine. Like, if you look at the services, GFN is basically like Sony, the top tier with the high quality. Everything. It's always got to be perfection, but everything else just kind of moves along. And that's just me. That's why I get irritated with all these other companies. I think because I've been so fucking spoiled by GFN. So it's all their fault.
Thank you, Link. Thank you, Link.
I think it's hard to beat GFN
from what I'm sure.
If you think about what you're getting with GFN, like especially the 3080 rig, it's impressive. Like, it is significantly stronger than any of the next gen consoles, and you can get that 4K 60, that 1440p 120 consistently with a vast majority of games. And I think that's the driving
on the browser.
So when I play Destiny 2 on Stadia, and then I play it on GFN, it is night and day. You can definitely tell. I mean, it's like
it plays really well on Stadia, by the way.
And it plays really well. It does.
But when you change to GFN, it's like, wow.
It's a difference. But you got to remember, people have to remember though that GFN is PC. Stadia is not PC. So yes, Stadia. There are certain games that run beautifully on Stadia. We know this. Red Dead Redemption 2, Destiny 2, The Division 2.
Yeah.
That was the main thing. Wow, every one of those ended with a 2.
But GFN is the advantage of being pretty much. GFN has the advantage of pretty much being the only cloud platform at the moment that can boast running better than some local hardware out there.
Right.
They're the only ones who can boast about that.
Yes.
And it's like even Digital Foundry did the comparisons. They showed the number in terms of latency. It was very close to the local hardware of a 3080 and a desktop computer, extremely close. Even though like the latency they had to the server was higher than the difference they had. Basically, you added it up. It meant that the hardware running in the data center was running faster than the local hardware they had, so that it would catch up to. It's really impressive, like the numbers. And compared to consoles, well, you had a much faster response. Like they were comparing it to an Xbox Series X with a Destiny 2. And the response was much faster with GFN. But they are the only cloud gaming platform at the moment who can boast that they have that much performance. But also what we have to know is it's NVIDIA. They're doing this. Yes, they're trying to build their platform. Absolutely. But also it has multiple use. It's a promotion item for them. It's showing the tech that they're developing. They can rent out that tech for industries that are working like engineers that need cloud computing to complete their tests. And eventually they also have those pods. There's a reason why they talk so much about the super pods that they developed for the 3080. They want people to have those. They want PlayStation and Xbox and every other gaming companies to be sold on those super pods and want to match that.
Yeah.
So that eventually, once they have enough that people are interested, they're going to try to sell them. And they're going to make a lot of money on those.
Yeah, they also want to shift people to that graphics card in particular because that would boost their sales significantly.
Wait,
if you work out,
you can still get graphics cards.
Well, I mean, like when you're filling up these server blades and stuff like that, you're gonna buy them from somewhere. Like for example, the Xbox server blades are using AMD chips currently,
I buy mine from Wish.com.
Mm-hmm.
So if Xbox sees how well the NVIDIAs perform over the cloud, they go, hey, maybe we should invest in NVIDIA for our next system or for our next upgrade. And that's where that comes in. Why NVIDIA is trying to sell this, because it's not just selling it to the consumer, it's also selling it to these companies.
Right. What I'm curious about will be Boostroid, because we know that they're going to be getting, the 4K 120 or 240 tier by the end of the year. I'm curious as to what tech the under the hood it's going to be utilizing to push that, which we won't know obviously until they launch it.
Here's something I've mentioned that in the past before. Like you're talking about switching over to those GPUs, but we're talking about that earlier. That Game Pass has a lot of PC games on it, and PlayStation has started porting all of their games on PC. And I've mentioned that in the past. It's very likely that eventually Sony will start to switch their cloud games from the original console, whichever is PS4, PS5, for those that they can use the PC version. Then it doesn't matter if the console, like the PS5, is using AMD, the Xbox Series X is using AMD. But if you're using the PC version, it doesn't matter if the original platform was AMD or NVIDIA. So if they see those super pods that are outperforming everything on the market, well, they can just acquire those super pods, do some optimization on the PC version of the game, put it in the cloud so that you have set graphics, and you get a super well performing game on Xbox Cloud Gaming or PlayStation Cloud Gaming using those super pods that are running so well with the PC version of the games.
I just got to say this though. And like I said, I can't talk about other people's experience, but when I play Major League Baseball, the show in the cloud, it plays great. And I do see some stuff that xCloud is adding, or Xbox is at Microsoft is adding to xCloud. I do see a difference on my end. Like I said, everybody's experience is different.
Right. And if using your example of MLB, I've never had an issue with that using that in the cloud. That's the only way I play it, because I can't afford a non-existent PlayStation that doesn't exist. It's all it's all fake news. They don't sell them out here in the middle of nowhere. But that game I've never had an issue with that game. I did initially last year's version. When that first dropped, I had an issue with it. But then when they did whatever they did behind the scenes, all of a sudden it was like night and day difference. And I've never had issues with it.
I think there's a reason why they still put that beta tag, because they know it's not ready yet for the full launch. Right. I think they're getting there though. That's my thing, is you can see the improvements, you can see the changes over time, and I think that's good. And I think that's what I'm excited to see. Next year when all the big titles start dropping, and Game Pass is going to get some of these. when you can buy titles on xCloud. That's such a huge potential, and I think it's going to propel cloud gaming.
Doc, I'll say it looks pretty damn good right now. And I get we're watching you through Melon, so you're sharing the screen, but it still looks pretty decent.
Skipping
it does
ahead
look
so I can play
pretty
something.
clean.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like, and I've seen it looks pretty decent. I mean, let's wait till he gets in the game and then we can see.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Super fast response. Hit the ball.
Foul ball.
Hey, there you go. Hey, but you still hit it. Like when they first launched it, there were issues with.
Can't
like,
believe you
it
did
would
not pick the
glitch.
Blue Jays, man. Come on, dude. What's wrong with you?
I just went random to whatever first team.
Did you at least pick the
with you.
Oh God, the Braves.
I'm just messing with you.
Couldn't have
I
picked the
know.
Nationals.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, why'd you have to pick my team?
Hey, I used to like your team. I mean, it's been a while.
I used to like your team.
I've seen them
Long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
Then
I
I
used to
came-
love watching
And then
John
I came
Smoltz.
out to the bed. Then I came out to the bed.
Well, that's
Yeah, you
I'm
shut
just
up.
kidding.
Woo!
Just kidding, bro.
DrSpaceman!
There you
Oh,
Oh,
no.
On the left of the post.
Oh no!
You know, the chat probably likes, oh man, I never get to watch Doc play games, but thank God on Cloud Nation we get to just watch him play video games.
Damn. I keep
I
doing
mean, I
five
remember
close.
back in the day when I used to play xCloud and it was doo-doo, and then I started noticing, just like
You're
just
like
like
a hair-
PS now, just like PS now.
When they upgraded the blades, that was when you started to see the vast improvement.
Right.
And I've never said, I've never
Really?
thought that Microsoft was never going to be able to get the xCloud working properly, because I always have had faith in Microsoft enough, at least with the Xbox side of things. Windows, they
Jesus
don't know
Christ,
jack
man!
shit
Will you
about.
ever get to first base?
Yeah, you got this.
I keep telling myself that it doesn't look like it's going to happen tonight.
Try GOTG on xCloud versus GFN. Then
Woo,
you'll see
there
very
you go.
oh,
There
oh.
you go. There you go.
Doc, you got to
Trying to get a better handle on my grip there.
Guardians of the Galaxy on GFN is fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah.
There's no, but you can't compare.
Yeah.
Chico, you can't compare xCloud versus GFN. GFN, we all know
Yeah.
that GFN's the gold standard.
Oh,
Almost.
Close.
I mean, it is a good way to compare things, but I'm just saying.
But there is,
not
in all fairness, though, there is some games that you're gonna have. It's gonna be, oh man, it's
it does
great.
fall.
And there's
It does
gonna be
fall.
some games that's gonna be like, ugh. Hey, look, certified Doc, ashes to ashes.
What it was
we
the
got
movie?
news
That does
wise.
look better,
Did-
yeah.
Did y'all see that what was it? Hold on, I'm in the wrong one. Where was it? Netflix.
Yeah, Guardian of the Galaxy
has
on GFN is
So-
phenomenal.
Netflix. Apparently, I haven't tried myself, but Netflix does have gaming profiles now available.
Oh yeah, I saw
As-
that.
as
Duncan
they-
posted about that, I think.
Yeah, I pulled a bunch of CGX tweets from Duncan because it's easier than me looking stuff up. I
He's
just
been
use
on
I just
point.
use them.
He's
I
been
know, so I
posting
don't
when
even
it
have to look.
drops.
I don't even have to look things up anymore. I just copy his tweet, and it's way easier than me actually searching for things myself.
So that's
like
Duncan
he's my
from CGX
secretary.
that posted this.
He's basically my secretary handling all of this for us.
So
Yeah, we gotta
very
give
interesting
Duncan a
move from
shout out.
Netflix.
Yeah, that
Duncan-
was. I mean,
Oh,
ahead.
I was going to say Duncan also was one of the first ones to post about the CMA letter. Like, I think only VGC had an article out, and that was it at the time.
I always
The
give them
CMA letter?
credit. Country
Yeah,
Music
for-
Award.
No, I've said because I've actually watched that before. The CMA.
Oh, that's because you're a Southern boy. You know.
I am from the South, so yeah.
See, there you go.
The CMA
Ray's
letter
like,
from
damn it, I watched it too.
the UK.
Shut your mouth up, boy. I'm from North Carolina, man. I can't lie. I'm a country boy.
Doc's the only one that's not.
Yeah. What you never seen the
Wait a minute,
CMAs?
Canada loves. Wait a minute, Canada does love country music, man. I've seen hockey games. Most of the people that play at the hockey games are country music and country bands.
Go down in Alberta and Saskatchewan. There's a lot of country music
Shout
over
out
there.
to I love me Shania Twain.
Hold on, Paul's got a problem, guys. His head's stuck sideways. You might need to go to the doctor to fix that, buddy.
Sideways now.
Oh shit!
It's a vertical sideways video.
I'm trying to think if I shared anything like just the blogs.
And I don't know if we mentioned earlier. I know we talked about it before we came live, but xCloud is now officially a thing. It's no longer just a jargon. It's no longer just a slang. It's xCloud. It is the Xbox Cloud Gaming called xCloud.
Sorry. You young kids and your terminology.
Sorry, it's actually French Canadian word that we use often. That's sorry about that.
No, I just wanted to say that phrase that I can call everyone youngins and whatnot because I'm old. So I'll share one that we can, if you want to pull up the. It's not really gaming news. It's not like cloud gaming related, but it is kind of funny that Facebook's shutting down its game streaming app because they couldn't compete with Twitch.
So that's why I hopped off Facebook, man.
Yeah, I tried Facebook for a while. Facebook is interesting, but it's a weird community.
But it's not. It's the app. The app was. I don't even know why they had it because it was stupid. It literally didn't do it. Yeah, Facebook gaming's the thing. I literally saw Dr. What's his name? What's the Dr. Disrespect?
Dr. Disrespect.
Yes, he just started streaming on Facebook gaming as well. Like last week, I think. Yeah, I happened to see it popped up in my feed that he's streaming. He's actually multi-streaming on YouTube and Facebook gaming, and it's disgusting because
the layout is such a mess on Facebook.
Yes, they need to fix that. I don't know what's taken them so long for that, but I will say that he pulled the same kind of views over there that he does on YouTube, so that's just not fair at all. But now that I've got my award, I'll be getting those kind of views. Just throwing that out there. I got a Cloud Gaming award.
Development going on for Activision Blizzard and King acquisition by Microsoft. It's looking pretty good. UK regulators are doing an in-depth review of this. But have you heard of any red flags coming out of this? Or Maker, I know you're following this quite a bit.
Yeah, the CMA basically said that it could hurt Sony, and so that they want to do an in-depth review of it. And
is that the CMA letter you were talking about earlier?
Yeah, that's
okay.
The document that they posted.
So they're saying it could hurt Sony?
Yeah, and they're afraid that it's going to limit competition. But it's odd that they say that because Nintendo wouldn't necessarily be affected negatively with the acquisition, which means that the console market isn't necessarily going to be like there's ways to still enter into the market, so it's not going to hurt competition. So it's really weird. Like I've watched a few videos on it. It basically, a lot of people think that it's still going to go through, but most likely Microsoft's going to have some stipulations, most likely, which Phil Spencer has come out and he says he wants Call of Duty to be more like a franchise similar to Minecraft, where it's available on all platforms. So we'll see what happens. They also raised concerns over the fact that Microsoft has access to their large infrastructure and the ability to stream through cloud using Azure and stuff like that, and use that to their advantage.
Yeah.
But I find that a bit odd because I mean, there are other major companies that use their infrastructure for other markets and are able to do so fine. So I don't understand that logic.
To be fair, though, just to be like a devil's advocate on it, that's pretty much of a kill shot for platforms like Stadia and Luna. Like, if you don't already, like, PlayStation already has an established like player base. Nintendo also has a very established player base. Like, yeah, it does indeed go against
Hold on, I'm gonna hide since.
it does go strong against Sony. Like, that's the main target for this acquisition, likely. But for other platforms that are much smaller and trying to emerge, not getting the games like Call of Duty, not getting like Overwatch or any of
Call
those
of Duty.
games.
That game's overwatched.
It's hard to say that losing Call of Duty would affect the cloud gaming space or even the subscription gaming space, because Call of Duty isn't on any other like subscription at the moment.
It is.
Uh,
It's on Boosteroid.
No, as a subscription service, not as yeah.
But
And
I'm just saying it's locking out a lot of content behind Microsoft. That if you're any other, like, let's say we're talking about Stadia and Luna, but let's say there's someone else that tries to enter the stage like that, that's up and coming. Now there's not a lot of third party remaining. There is some, but a lot of the third party in the last 2 to 3 years has been locked up by Sony, by Xbox.
I think that's the problem.
Do you think it could affect, say, and I'm just going to use Netflix as an example because they're just getting into the gaming sphere, but could you see that as one that, as Netflix saying, hey, this isn't fair? Because they could easily create a Netflix Call of Duty series. I don't really know. I'm just using them as an example because they are still
talking about Paramount doing a Paramount Plus and getting a Call of Duty series eventually.
I don't know.
Damn it,
I
Paul,
know
I'm trying to be serious.
Netflix should be worrying about getting people back.
I
getting
think
customers back.
At the same time, you can leverage like PlayStation is using, their franchises in that other space as well.
Well,
like
Sony should be Sony's got to watch out because Xbox is going to keep pushing further and further into their marketing area, overseas. They're already coming back for the Tokyo Game Show, which apparently is in a couple weeks.
Too many live action. Stay away from live action. It ruins the magic.
Would you like to? I mean, Bet's got a live action show. It's pretty cool. I heard it got a 5-star rating. It definitely got an award. Got an award for it.
Last of Us is getting the HBO show next year, so
that's going to be on Paramount Plus one of these days.
Yeah, I think the acquisition is going to go along smoothly. Microsoft seems like they're adamant about getting this deal through. I mean, they are spending a lot of money on it, and I think it's going to go through. It's just it might take them some time. They might have to use the full, up until June to communicate and work this out with a lot of regulators, and that's what it seems like is going to happen.
Because they did send a letter to Sony saying they're going to keep the Call of Duty franchise much longer than anticipated on PlayStation, right? You think it's related to that letter?
Potentially, yeah. But I also think like you can see Sony complaining a lot with like the Brazil forum that we were able to see. Sony was the main competitor that was speaking out, which I find it a bit odd that they're distinctly looking into Sony, but when bigger companies in gaming like Tencent say that it's no big deal, like Apple says it's no big deal, like Google, Amazon, no one else has a problem with it, but Sony has a problem with it, then they look into it. It's kind of odd to me, because if one competitor in a massive space of gaming has a problem with it, why would you look into it when the combined are even like make Sony a fraction of the like gaming revenue? Like, look at the mobile space. Mobile space is bigger than PlayStation. It's bigger than consoles, bigger than PC. And we don't talk about how Apple and Google are dominating that market because they have a stronghold on the storefronts. Like, what about that? And it's kind of odd to me that they single out Microsoft in this one scenario when this acquisition is relatively minor in the grand scheme of gaming.
Something to look at, and we're talking politics here, but does Activision Blizzard King have any studios in the UK?
I don't think so, but regardless,
Sony has a strong presence in the UK. They have a few studios over there, so it might be why the UK is seeing that as a threat against some of their local workforce, because they have a few. Sony has a few studios in the UK, so that might be where it's actually playing in. Because Microsoft, I don't think they have a presence in the UK. Most of the studios are in the US. They might have one or two.
Yeah, they got two. Sledgehammer Games and Warrington are the two in the UK. That's it.
Okay. But yeah. And so I think there's some politics that's playing into this, but
Politics
I'll be curious to see how it proceeds.
Play into everything, every aspect. It's always something.
It's just gonna. I just think it's gonna take more time. I think.
I don't have that kind of time. I'm old.
It's not gonna complete by the end of the year for sure. I'm still thinking it's gonna be around March, April of next year, but based on people speaking out and.
Maker, what if Sony did something like that, an acquisition like that? Do you think Microsoft would have said something?
Hell yeah, they would have.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think they wouldn't have looked at it as heavily as they will because it is Microsoft, because it is such a massive company they're looking into. Which I think is fair.
Because Microsoft's had this issue before in the past with other things that got them in trouble with the government?
Yes, like Internet Explorer was a big one for them because they limited it to
Internet.
They forced other browsers to be available.
But that plays into that also helps Microsoft because they've already gone down the monopoly road before where they got in trouble, so they know what not to do to avoid having to face the same issues again. So even though it's a negative on their part, it actually works in their favor for the gaming side of things now because they know how to avoid those issues.
Yes and no. I think they've got good lawyers, and I think they're going to work it out for sure.
Well, they can't seem to fix
it. They might need to do some concessions, but
yeah, I think they're going to work it out, and there's going to be some things that they're going to have to concede to get this.
We're going to get a Halo Infinite on PS5.
No, nothing like that.
Well, hey, to make peace and everybody at the table to be happy. You never know. That I never thought show would be on an Xbox console or game. I didn't see that coming.
I totally did. I had an inside source.
Starfield could be a negotiation piece there.
Look, the day that we get a Nintendo game on PC is when the gaming world will self-implode.
Microsoft say, then you know what? Then you need to give up Spider-Man. Give up Spider-Man.
It's interesting because they did bring up Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 in it. They were leaning towards that as their argument that Microsoft would shut away Call of Duty from the other companies. And to that end, we don't know if Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be exclusive to Xbox. And Starfield is a brand new IP. It's not a franchise that's well known or existing throughout all the I would say the companies. And look at Microsoft with their acquisition Mojang. Minecraft came to all consoles. Minecraft Dungeons came to all consoles as well. It came to Switch. It came to PlayStation as well. So there are franchises that they have acquired that they have released on other, and they didn't mention that at all. Instead, they just mostly talked about Bethesda and that Starfield's exclusive, which I find is nearsighted, and it's not actually looking at the whole picture.
The funny thing about Starfield is that for a very, very long time, before the talks of the acquisition, it was heavily rumored to be a PS5 exclusive.
Yeah, I had heard that that it was rumored that PlayStation was trying to get that as a PlayStation exclusive, which, I mean, Bethesda already has two exclusive titles that recently came to PlayStation, like Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop. But I don't see them talking about those deals that PlayStation got exclusive rights to. And it makes sense that Microsoft would want to buy them to stop Sony from making all these exclusive deals, because look, they're running rampant with it. Like the marketing rights with Hogwarts Legacy, them getting a special quest for it. Their exclusive deals with Bungie, with Destiny, that have been prior to the acquisition, and with Activision, with Call of Duty. They've dominated these exclusivity deals and to push their console at a significant rate. So it makes sense that Microsoft is like, I'm tired of this. I want to buy some of these studios so this doesn't happen again. Because it's just competition. You know, you got to work around it.
That's interesting. Now, what about NVIDIA? There's some updates.
I thought
new
we were
games
talking
this
about
week.
your stock.
About what?
Well, we'll talk this first. Mediocre. I mean, they got Lego. I just think it's meh. For
Call of the Wild, the Angler,
it's pretty middling.
I'm just saying, like,
looks interesting.
It's not a terrible lineup, but it doesn't wow me. There's nothing there that really wows me.
Eventually,
I'm just saying.
Play it.
Who's laughing? I heard noise.
It's my son.
It's probably Ray. God, Ray. Don't you have like noise background removal software? Do you have an NVIDIA?
Yeah, it's called my backhand. That's what it is.
Don't live stream that though.
You see the camera go off and you hear ah. You know what's up.
I mean, if you turn the camera off but leave the mic on, we want to hear.
So Still Rising kind of looks interesting. It's action RPG, almost like a Souls-like game. It's compared to like Dark Souls and such games. Might actually be a maker game.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it.
Not a vet. It's not a vet game. I'll tell you that.
I guarantee you would play that. You would get interested in it.
I mean, as long as it's not like one of them dumbass top-down games. If it's not one of them stupid dumbass top-down games, then I would consider trying it. No, that's what I'm saying. It's not. So I would give it a try. I'd do a first look and give my opinion.
Shit, I'm getting some Liza P kind of feel.
It's a clockwork hero.
Yeah.
I've only had one game that I did a first look that it only made it 20 minutes in before I quit because it's terrible.
You do you have FIFA 23 coming the end of this month, Paul. Hockey's right behind it.
You're saying that those are going to drop on GFN? I mean, they'll be in the cloud. Don't get me wrong. FIFA 23 will be in the cloud. Just I don't know if it'll be on GFN. If it's not, it'll be the PC version will be on probably Boosteroid.
Boosteroid will get FIFA 23. I'm pretty sure.
I can guarantee you it will. They have all the other. They have FIFA 20, 21, and 22.
Right.
Actually, I don't know if they have 22. I think they do. I'd have to double check. No, I've got two articles that links that I share. Oh no, not the one. I just shared one that I just pulled up that came out on the 29th. that I found interesting while we're watching these. They're just not and it's not just GFN. I said the same. All of the platforms that launched games, none of them really wowed me this week. Yeah, Stadias were kind of my kid liked some of the games, so I'm not going to complain there. That was a good thing to see more family friendly games. I'm never against that. That's one thing that I love about Stadia, besides the fact that the tech works to perfection for almost everybody, is they have one of the best family friendly selections out there, and they keep getting them the games.
Xbox dropped, dude. I played Midnight Fight Express, fell in love with that. Fell in love. Ooh.
Well, Grid Legends just dropped yesterday for Game Pass as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the Xbox stream is back for Tokyo Game Show. Actually, I just want to finish the list here.
I actually
GFN we were talking about.
Stayed up till 2 a.m. and watched it.
So yeah, there's some games like Isunzo, Orpheus, a lot of titles I'm not familiar with. Metal Hell Singer,
They're all
interesting.
None of them really. I'm really trying to find something here that's gonna. Yeah, I got nothing on that. No, I got nothing on that list.
On the Unreal Engine?
I'm sorry, that's all a weak lineup. And I hate to say it because, they're giving me awards and all of this stuff, but I got to say it when, keep it real here, folks. Oh, shit. I got to stop. We'll start sounding like somebody else here. Fine. Can't.
Yeah, GFN and Stadia were both pretty weak weeks this past week.
Yeah. But I also know that GFN does always surprise stuff. They throw things out there later on. They just even though they announce things, they can still drop things in there. So I'm not too concerned.
Brewmaster was super fun. The link said hard to make, but definitely informational. I'd actually be curious to try that one.
Oh, that's yeah.
Oh yeah, Brewmaster makes some beer. Yeah.
So that you share that link. So Xbox stream is back for Tokyo Game Show 2022. So yeah, Xbox will have a presence over at Tokyo.
Yes, I think they're gonna be showcasing some games, some creators, developers, updates on games. But it's mostly because the stream's going to be available on the the main Game Show's official YouTube channel. But what got me is the fact that they're going to be broadcasting it on all of the foreign channels. So it'll be on the third paragraph down. It tells you the channels. Xbox YouTube channels in Japan, Korea, Hong Kong, Taiwan, all of these over there where they're trying to get into the market. So I think that's a good thing to see that there's still even if it's digital, doesn't matter. Because you're still going to be pushing it into these. You're still putting your presence into those markets.
I did want to say
bold. Yep.
I wanted to say that they were there last year, and they actually dropped a couple games during the Tokyo Game Show. I think Scarlet Nexus was one of them.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we see some like JRPG or Japanese developer titles drop during that showcase.
Well, and the big thing for the game show this year, for the Tokyo Game Show, is that it's open to the public for the first time in 3 years. That's like huge. I get that Microsoft's not going to have a physical presence there, but you still have a digital presence, and you're still on all of those countries' YouTube channels for the Xbox. So you're still going to have your presence known, and that I think that makes a big difference. That it shows that they're continuing to push hard into that market.
Do you think they could announce Dragon Quest 12 on Xbox?
Oh, damn! That you want to make waves? That would be a good way to do it, especially when you're going to be in that particular market. I think that would be huge.
I did want to mention very briefly that I think we went over this last week. There was a study that said that some of the most influential in cloud gaming growth were Japan, China, and the United States. So
yeah, I actually shared a link. If you want to do that one before the NVIDIA link thing, yeah. And look where the bulk of that cloud gaming growth came from. But if you read that headline, though, if you read that headline, cloud gaming market, 46% of the growth to originate from North America. That's huge, but it's driven by cost saving and quick onboarding. Who does that favor for quick onboarding? To me, that would be NVIDIA and some of these other Xbox. I don't know how. I mean, Sony obviously you could onboard pretty easily for their stuff. I don't think it favors Stadia, but they've got the tools available to get quicker onboarding. It hasn't happened yet that I'm aware of. I don't know, but I think that's really good to see that there's that almost a 50% growth. But it said the cloud gaming market size is set to grow by 5.73 billion from 2021 to 2026. So within the next 4 years, it's going to hit about 5.73 billion. That's huge.
Definitely has a lot of potential to take up a lot of space on the market.
Yeah.
So we know it works, and there is still some improvement to be done with certain platforms, but you look at where NVIDIA is right now, bring everyone on the same standard, maximum 3 years.
Well,
and there's no reason for cloud not to.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, since you were talking NVIDIA, I mean, I get they're doing good, except their stock dropped about 6.5% on Wednesday.
There was definitely some news that's not favorable for them, but still NVIDIA GeForce Now's doing business as usual, but it might affect them in the long term. But so there's some restriction the chips that they are shipping over to China from the government. So it's something that's hard to call that it's going to happen.
Right, but the fact is though that you didn't see anybody really talking about it. Like, I came across a few articles here and there, but it really didn't it's not like if Google had an issue with something of that nature, or anything, where their stock is dropping, or Microsoft with Xbox, or PlayStation stock, or whatever. Like NVIDIA, it literally just kind of came out, and then people just was moved on. But I was going to say the other thing that they were talking with that, the cloud gaming increase, the 46%, they did show two more statistics that said the online smartphone and tablet games market share is expected to increase to 41.77 billion by 2026, and then the mobile gaming market size is predicted to surge to a US dollar of 66.43 billion by 2026. So it definitely shows why Sony is shifting to PC, more into that mobile market now, especially with their games, porting things over and things like that. It makes perfect business sense to do that.
Speaking of PlayStation, they're acquiring a Savage Game Studios, so it's a mobile game development studio.
That was a pretty savage move on their part. See what I did there?
Yep.
Shut up, Ray.
So they're expanding their mobile gaming capacity here. So it shouldn't be too long before we start seeing some more solid commitment from Sony to the mobile space. Now, those are to develop local mobile games.
But
that will compared. Yeah, I think that'll compared with the cloud gaming experience to bring everything together.
Well, yeah, because they really don't have a mobile gaming presence. This gets their foot in the door to get that mobile gaming presence, and then they can kind of be like, all right, hey, guess what? Here's the cloud stuff too. Let's throw that on in there. Because I think they will see the success of cloud gaming the moment that they add the PlayStation Plus Premium, whatever the hell you want to call it. But once they get their cloud gaming tech to work on mobile and other platforms, I think that's when they're going to really see that success of where the cloud gaming can take them.
Because that is one thing that I think Microsoft could benefit from. Like, you have Game Pass, you have the cloud available on mobile. But if in the same app you would have locally played game from the Game Pass subscription, I think it would benefit them. So yes, indeed, you can access the cloud games part of Game Pass, but you're not always going to be able to use like the cloud for your games. There's times where it's going to burst your data plan. There's times where you cannot get a good signal. You don't have access to Wi-Fi. So to combine those experiences together, like we're seeing Netflix offering mobile games that you can install. Now PlayStation is working on that. Xbox right now, if you want to play your games, it's on your mobile. It's in the cloud 100%. They don't have the locally installed games experience right now. I feel like at least for now, to combine both experiences in the same app, just to push the narrative of, okay, instead of going like your Google Play Store, you're going in Game Pass, and you have all those mobile games. Then you have your cloud games, and you have access to like install stuff on your console. Bring it all together, like make one Xbox app that gives you access to all of this. That would be a kill shot.
Yeah,
looks like PlayStation is working exactly on this, because if you go, Xbox mostly has that already, but if you go on the PlayStation app on mobile, you can do pretty much everything you can do on your console on your phone except play the games.
You know what's killing them? Kevin just got his TV that has Xbox Stadia. It's got the apps. That's killing them, man. I'm noticed. I got a lot of friends now buying the TVs with the apps.
But and I've got my Shield TV Pro. It's got an Xbox. I can get an Xbox. I can get an Xbox app, but I've also got I have an Xbox app that lets me play xCloud. I basically sideloaded it, but I have xCloud on there. I've got Stadia on there. I got GFN. I got Boosteroid. Hell, if I wanted to, I could turn my Shadow or my Shield TV Pro into a full-fledged computer. It's got the USB ports. I plug a keyboard, a mouse, and then download and install the Shadow PC. And now I got a PC hooked up to my TV. So, and I can still do the exact same stuff there and play the games. But that's where we're seeing is those apps that are doing that. But yeah, Sony will get there. But
what's going on, Cody?
Sony does the same thing that Nintendo does, the same thing that Apple does, and they're always late to the party, or they take forever to get, because they want it. Especially with Sony and even Apple, they want anything that they do, they want it perfected. They want it perfect before they launch it, which sucks as gamers, because for us it seems that they're either not doing anything or they just take too long. And really, it's just that high standard that Sony always carries with them is why it takes so long for them to do anything.
But Sony has the advantage, like Nintendo, of being at the top of their market.
Yeah. Well, and they got the user base too. I mean, Nintendo can do no wrong. Nintendo can wait. Literally all they got to do is launch a Mario game and everybody comes running. That's literally all it does. It takes but it's the same thing with Sony. Sony can launch one game and it brings. But I think what you were talking about with where they're going mobile. Oh, shit. Okay, that's nothing. Could you see Sony go the route where they bring mobile games, but it utilizes locally install on, like if it's on your phone or your tablet, where you locally install, but it also utilizes cloud due to an excessive amount of the size?
I would see personally what I've envisioned for the future for Sony, and I'm hoping Xbox will do the same, is you'll have the app, you go in your library, you have part of that custom library that you build of the games you like to play, you have your locally installed games, and if you have access to a network that allows you to play it, or if your data allows it, you also have your cloud games available, so you can choose from one and the other with an icon that will tell you, yes, this will use your data, this is smooth on your data, it's locally installed, it's no problem, and you can just switch from one to the other, all mixed up together. So I think that's what they're looking into building before they fully go ballistic on mobile.
And they're going to want to make sure that it's to that standard that everybody's used to. they're not going to half-ass it. They're not going to put a bunch. Well, I mean, they did with the PlayStation Plus PC app. So I guess I can't really say that they couldn't because they already did. They clearly did with that. But that was also just because I think they just upgraded everything. And I expect at some point that app will get an overhaul. There's no way that they're going to leave it. Well, I guess they did leave it a buggy, crappy looking UI for the last 10 years. So, it is Sony. So who knows? We'll see. I think but the mobile side is where I think they're going. And obviously getting every one of their games to be on PC now. As long as they're not $70 a game, I'm okay with it. I can't afford $70 PC games. Hell, I mean, this is.
By the way,
I'll have to start bootlegging them.
And Maker will be able to confirm, but there's been signs. I don't think we talked about it last week, but there's been signs showing up of some games that are not on Game Pass and are not going to Game Pass that they found mentioned that cloud support and xCloud.
It's been interesting because I've noticed there's been a few changes with in general with xCloud. Like for now, it's starting to have a little bit more parity with the Xbox Store, which is interestingly enough. But also like people, instead of saying like the buy this game, it would say you will need to buy or have this on Game Pass to play it or something of that nature. I can't remember the exact message.
I remember seeing, I think it was Darksiders 3. That's last year, seeing on the website and on the Canadian version of the Xbox website that it talked about the cloud gaming on it while it wasn't in Game Pass. But that game had previously been on Game Pass and was pulled, but it was still mentioned about cloud gaming for that game on the description on the Canadian website. So, but I think that's just like some remnant codes that they left in there from when they pulled the game out of Game Pass. So, but it would be interesting if we start seeing some games that are not part of Game Pass that you can play in the cloud. That would require a whole new UI, though. But yeah.
I don't necessarily think it will need a whole new UI. They'll just need a new section that they can pull up and purchase through the xbox.com/play website or through their app.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like you'll need to be able to access your library because right now it's just a generic page for Game Pass. And the only thing that really changes the last games you've played, it's an additional row and your login, but everything else is identical for everyone. So you'll need something to access like a bit like your own console, but it's a new tab or something like that.
Yeah. I think there's definitely going to be a My Library tab at some point, and it'll have those titles that you own, you've purchased.
That'll be interesting.
I've actually already said on a CGX. We had a Q&A. I think it was like 2 weeks back, and I said that I expect them to announce this sometime. And
like you got like the voice chat and everything, which I think Xbox already has, but it include more and more features, and like make it like an actual console, but in your browser, and then you launch your games. It's more features that can fail every time you release an update on the whole system to optimize it. And then you have to scrap everything sometimes, and you need much more development. So that's expensive. And actually, it ties into one news that came out today. It's not a platform, it's actually a game, but it's a good example of that. So if you go too fast releasing something, and then you get more ambition, but the base wasn't solid enough, you might have to scrap a whole lot of things, and that's increasing development by a lot. So we have Splitgate here, who announced that they are stopping the development for the game Splitgate. So the studio realized, because at the beginning when they made the game, it was 2 guys that were working on that game. They built it together while they were in college, I believe. students, and over time they released it as a beta. People really liked it. They fully released the game. It was a massive success. Servers were out of capacity because of that game. Like, you had queues to try to get to play in. It's a great game. It's a great
I was a
Halo
Splitgate
copy.
legend. Just saying.
It's really awesome. But they
was a lot of fun.
realize now that they got more money. They hired more people to add on to the studio, a lot of talent, and they realize that all the time they meet some hurdles, because what they did when they were just the two of them, it wasn't solid enough, so that the whole structure of the game, that they went too basic, and they built a lot of errors in the codes or something that were too limited. And now you're trying to implement new features on that, and you have to scrap all part of the game, rebuild from the bottom up. And they just ended up realizing that they need to build a brand new game if they want to do what they want to do. And having the live active game that they had wasn't solid enough for what they want to do. So they're stopping development of Splitgate. It's still up. It's still going to be playable. But they're now starting to develop a whole new game on the Unreal Engine 5 using some of the ideas they had for Splitgate, and that's going to be coming in the future. So that will be their new focus now. So it will transition into another game, and it will be free to play. So that's a big news that dropped on this game, and it actually ties into that. So why people are not rushing, like we're not seeing PlayStation push more their cloud gaming right now, and platform seems to be holding back on cloud gaming and not just selling it to everyone, because there's still a lot to figure out on the backbone of the technology. And if you rush it out too fast, put too many features in, then you could end up with a lot of problem once you start to roll out some updates and some other stuff is getting in its way. Like Stadia, when it came out, it was pretty bare bone. Took a while until we got more features in, but they wanted to be sure that the foundation of the platform was solid. And when it was, then it started to implement stuff like messaging and a bunch of stuff like that.
I also want to say it's also a lot of overhead, because like they have to basically afford all these units and then wait to earn that revenue. Whereas if they're shipping it and pushing it out to people, they get that instant subset of costs by people buying said console. With cloud gaming, there's no purchase of that console. It's all paid through purchases or subscriptions and stuff of that nature. So not a lot of companies are going to want to invest that kind of money into it without seeing like a significant return. And it's a gamble, honestly. You're spending a lot to hopefully people are going to buy your service. They're going to buy the games through that cloud thing, and it's a lot of money.
I think also some games, man, they go crazy with the microtransactions, and there's just some games like Fortnite, you're gonna hit it big, and then there's some games people like, are you serious? They're just not gonna feel it. I mean, they had the football game that came out, not FIFA, but the other one, Pro Evolution. They changed it, they turned it into a microtransaction, and it bombed. So then they tried to redo it again. And people still not happy with it. So
like, quick question like that for a cloud platform, like you're talking about subscriptions and redoing the model so it's profitable. Let's take GeForce Now, for example. If you take GeForce Now for its front value as a platform with the subscriptions, you don't think about the hardware they're selling that's related to that. You don't think about multiple uses like engineers that rent the rigs to do their work, and corporates and everything. If you just take GeForce Now as a platform with the consumers, the subscription, do you think it's profitable?
For somebody like me that's got a potato PC, like there's a lot of guys I know that can't build PCs, don't have the money to buy a PC, and we got crappy computers with no memory. nothing, and to get an app that you can actually, I mean, you couldn't even buy certain games in these stores because you didn't have the requirements. So to have something like GeForce Now to boost, I mean, damn near play to the equivalent of a having an actual beefy PC, yeah, I think it's definitely worth it. And I think it's good.
It's good for you as a consumer, but I'm talking for Nvidia. If
Yeah.
you're just taking the
Yeah.
the profitability of consumers buying a subscription, are they
Yeah.
making enough money out of the subscription to pay for the whole rigs?
Not initially. I wouldn't think that they would, because the whole point is with subscriptions is it's paid off over time. Like look at
Mhm.
Epic with all the purchases on their free games. They mentioned growth and how it's going to take like years for them to re-earn what they've like spent on these things. And that's what cloud gaming is, though. Like you have to.
Did we see how fast fucking GeForce grew? They
They grew
grew.
really
Yeah.
fast.
You know why they grew? Because you had a lot of companies that were talking about certain, you know, features that we thought we wasn't going to see until 23, 24, 25. They completely changed the game. Completely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Completely
They did.
changed the
you
game.
rise to meet you rise to meet your demand, and that's
Yeah,
the thing. Is
exactly.
They turned everything upside down by
Yeah.
dropping that new when they
Uh,
brought out the 3080.
Yeah.
I would also say it's a safer bet for these companies to work with other companies, like DrSpaceman was talking about deals for like developers and stuff where they lease out these rigs for people to create content to do these things, because there's a signed contract on this. This company is going to pay Nvidia set amount of money. Company's going to get these set rigs. It's a process. It's a contract, and like as someone who has gone through contracts, like I understand that companies have set budgets for these specific things, and it's a safer bet to sign a contract than it is to sell it directly to a consumer.
Because that's the thing with Nvidia is able to do this. We know that Google does it, Amazon does it. So those are companies we know deal in multiple
Microsoft
fields
with
for
Azure.
Yeah.
Microsoft as well. Yeah, sorry.
Mhm.
That's the thing. They're able to offer that service at such a cheaper price than competition like Shadow PC, for example. Because while you're gaming on your rig, you have access to that rig, but those are kind of flash memory rigs. Like you're using that rig will never remember you. You have some memory that's stored in a file somewhere. You're logging in a rig, it's taking your save file from somewhere, it's taking the game from somewhere else. You're playing on it and you're using the experience. And then once you're done, that rig becomes available for either other players, or if you have companies that just pay for, like, they have this amount of data that needs to be treated. Well, certain amount of rigs become available. They can borrow those gaming rigs and actually treat that data. Like NASA will rent out some, I don't know who they deal with, but they have access to a lot of supercomputer to treat some data. Like there are images they get from outer space, a lot of material. They want to like unfold proteins, like medical studies, and they'll pay out to have certain amount of data treated. But it's not like live, okay, we need a computer in front of us. So they can sign some contracts that the machine will scale over time what they have access to. So Google, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon is able to take those gaming gears and gaming rigs, and when you're gaming with them, they're used for the gaming experience. But the moment it's down, they can reallocate them to something else that's bringing in profit, which is something we cannot see with Shadow, who you're actually signing a rig on their system and it's always available to you, from my understanding. I could be wrong, but my understanding is the subscription is so much higher because you get a full Windows experience that's installed on a blade that's accessible to you. And that's why you have to sign up in your area. And if you travel like the other side of the country, you might have a higher latency because because
I
of
know I went on vacation and I was able to get on my Shadow PC with my Chromebook and get in there, and I was playing wrestling 2K WWE 2K22. No issues, no problems, and go into my Twitter and go and talk and people. So I mean, it was great. It was great.
But the benefit of something like that also is, like I said, with the app, with like if you have a smart TV that you can hook up Bluetooth with the keyboard and mouse, guess what? All you need, if you have Shadow PC, you literally turn that device into a computer, so you can game.
Right.
The Shield TV Pro is a prime example of turning that little box into a computer by just plugging in a keyboard or get Bluetooth keyboard and mouse and use Shadow, and now you've got a PC. Literally, that's your portable PC.
The issue I have with Shadow is it's going to vary depending on how far away from that data center you are. Like, for example, I'm in Georgia, so when I signed up for Shadow, there was 2 data centers that were the closest to me, and there's one in Texas and there's one in New York. Those are significant distances. There was none in Georgia, and so my latency to Shadow is not great. And so if I were to go on vacation, let's say to the Bahamas, it's going to be even further, and so my connection is going to be even worse. Or if I go to a trip to Europe, if I try and use Shadow, it's not going to perform well. It's going to suck because it's going to try and connect to Texas.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like when I was using it for gaming. I was using it for my job. When my boss used to call me and I had to give him figures and stuff, I could go right on my phone, go on Shadow, pull some stuff. I used to, I had to, do speeches and stuff like that. I had to do fucking displays and talk and stuff like that for work. And I had certain files and stuff like that. I mean, it was my pocket PC. I could pull it out.
It's for a user, it's an amazing experience.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, as a user, you end up paying more because you have a dedicated rig that's in one location. But also, that means that you're tied to that location wherever you go. And yeah, it still works okay over a long distance, but you're still going to get additional latency that's going to be input in there with that distance. So it's losing some of the perks of cloud computing, in my opinion, because of this. But it's not only that. It's, yes, you end up paying more, but what Shadow is making out of you with that more expensive payment might actually not be as much as what those other companies I mentioned earlier is getting, like Google and Nvidia. And why they're able to charge you so cheap is because they have other deals going around that are much more profitable and actually bringing gaming, because gaming is a good revenue to build additional data centers. You end up having that additional revenue to pop even more data centers everywhere because you're bringing them for gaming. But then you're able to rent those out to corporations around and bring in even more revenue. So you have both businesses piling on top of one another that are combining together to make a better offering for everyone. So that's why, if you see, like, I don't know Boosteroid, if their servers are only dedicated for gaming or if they also do other side deals like that to rent out their rigs. But in the future, I think that'll be a very vital thing for platforms to do, to go basically multi-discipline on their servers and not just gaming dedicated, because there are peaks in the day where there's a lot of gaming happening and there are moments where people are asleep or people are at work. So the population gaming at the same time will drop, but you have those rigs that you want to keep using, want to keep having revenue out of. So definitely is a factor to see how much of a survivability a platform can have when considering in the cloud how they use their rigs. That's my
It's
opinion
about
out of it.
efficiency. It's about efficiency. Yeah, and
Mhm.
I mean, my company used to do that as well, where I would leave my station, and then someone for, like, let's say night shift comes in, and they would use my station because they wanted to reuse that asset and save money. And effectively, that's what a lot of these companies are wanting to do as well. All it is it's PCs and data centers. That's what cloud gaming really is. It's or rigs or consoles, and that's what you're connecting to.
Excellent. So I think that covers that subject. Was there any other news? Oh, there's one thing here I've noticed. Someone mentioned apparently Sony has acquired part of From Software, so 14.1% of the shares of the company. So they have without acquiring the whole company, they have a bit of a bid on it. Well, not a bid, but a seat on on the company, if I can say. Came out as in the press
I
and news.
I don't know if it mentioned, but Tencent has the second highest holder in that company with 16%. So
17.
What?
No, I said
You got
I'm gonna buy
17?
17%. I'm gonna buy 17%. That way I'm the number one.
But yeah, I think it's like Karakawa is still like the main holder of the company.
Yep.
But Tencent's now second place with shares, and then Sony in third. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Sony and Tencent together own 30% combined, and Kadokawa still has a majority. So yeah, interesting to see them do a move on them. I don't know if it's to bring like acquisition talks or if it's just to make sure they have a claim on future titles coming to their platforms.
I think it's similar to what they're doing with Epic Games, where they're putting some money in, uh, assuming they're going to make some deals. I mean, Sony already they already have deals with From Software. Look at Bloodborne, look at Demon Souls, so it makes sense that they would invest in the company.
Without owning From Software. So From Software actually used to work within Sony before without having ownership. They were with Studio Japan, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
And
they worked with Studio Japan. They
yeah,
did
but
they were a separate company.
like Demon Soul was a exclusive over for Sony, and yeah, they collaborated together with Studio Japan for that,
Yeah,
and worked together, I believe, on some other titles afterward. But they went multi-platform.
yeah. Well, I mean, the company From Software is separate from Sony, but they have worked with Sony studios in the past. Similar, like Xbox Game Publishing have done like deals where some of their studios worked in collaboration with some of these companies. I think Don't Nod is one for Tell Me Why was one where some of Xbox's studios worked with Don't Nod for the title. So it happens, and that's what Studio Japan was very big on, was working with developers and creating these games exclusive for PlayStation.
Mhm.
But Studio Japan's no longer there. They canned it.
They were absorbed by what's the name again? The
Sobo or
Aso
Asobi.
Asobi. Yep, they
Yeah.
made the Astro's Playroom game. So
It's a little sad because Studio Japan had a lot of really good titles coming from it.
well, Sony is capitalizing on a very popular studio at the moment. So Astro's Playroom has been a definite success as the technical demo for the PS5. Personally, I really enjoyed it.
I think it's a mistake just because Studio Japan, like, look at Gravity Rush. They're making a TV series based on the game, but the studio that made it is no longer with Sony. Like the team that were with it, left, like actually right when they transitioned over to Asobi, which it sucks.
Yeah, indeed. Was there any other news you guys wanted to cover? We did talk about Deathloop going to PlayStation Plus, along with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Supercross 5, Shikori, Watch Dogs 2, and Assassin's Creed Origins, which is Assassin's Creed Origins, by the way, is available for free on the Prime Gaming. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can claim it for free.
I claimed them yesterday.
Yep. On the Ubisoft Connect, so playable on GFN. So I think that covers pretty much it.
Well, and I know Rainbow Six Siege is free all week. No, I wasn't going to start up stuff. I'm just saying Rainbow Six Siege is free all weekend for Stadia. I don't know if it's just on Stadia or if it's across the board. It's free for an entire week, so I don't. But like I said, I don't know if it's just Stadia or if it's going to be everybody that has access to it.
Usually, but, when they have those special, I think it's across multiple platforms for Ubisoft.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to. That's what I'm just trying to find out. Dig it up real quick. I don't know. Just said play Ubisoft Rainbow Six Siege on Google Stadia for free from September 1st, 5 p.m. until Thursday, September 8th, 5 p.m. your local time.
Interesting. So. I do believe we're going to wrap this up now. So we're going to go around. Vet, where can we find you?
Vet Club Gaming, YouTube, Twitter. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, I stream video games. I usually jump in with DrSpaceman on Monday nights. Tuesday nights, Sports Talk 101. Thursday night or Friday nights now. Got to get used to the Friday night. Cloud Nation podcast. And Fridays during the day, I do my Friday Fortnite co-streams with Meg. Monday, I'm doing a co-stream with Ghost. I'll be there. But Monday, I will be doing a co-stream with Stadia Pro Gaming. We will be co-streaming Rainbow Six Siege, even though I hate that game with a passion. But it did get me an award, so I'm just, so I got to keep playing it. But it's open to all, so if you got it, and it's free, so there's no reason that anybody can't just jump on Stadia and play it with us. Ray, I expect you to be there. And in both chats. There should be no reason that you're not in both chats. Okay. Just also, I believe we may be taking a break this coming Tuesday for Sports Talk. There may be a bigger show planned for Wednesday, so just kind of stay tuned on social media.
Awesome. God. What about you, Ray? Where can we find you?
Let's see, Ray3473, Twitch TV. Tomorrow I'm doing Wreckfest on Stadia. Sunday I'm probably gonna do a GeForce Now game, and then Monday doing some PUBG, and then Tuesday I don't know if I'm gonna do Luna or GFN. I kind of switch it up between all the different cloud services. You can also find me with Rock on Tuesdays doing Stadia Rock show, and of course on Tuesdays I do Sports Talk 101 with Vet. I don't know what we're doing next week. And then I also do Retro Rewind on every other Sunday, and I also do the Cloudy review show with Lo-Fi Monk and SPG, Purple Haze, and Main World, and Jeff Jiznak. There you go, guys. Peace.
Do you have a life,
Jeff? I'm just like, you got more shows than I do. What are you talking about?
I'm doing this show, then this show. One sec, let me turn the page. Oh yeah, these three shows.
Just gonna read Dino's part here.
Oh Jesus, God help us.
Usual. You can find that on his OnlyFans showing off his award. You can find Ray trying to find a party to go to with his neighbors for the holiday weekend. You can find
that's right, man. Labor Day weekend, baby.
Oh God,
fire up the grill.
Since they're showing it, you can find Maker Lost in Space, My Closet Space. So, Maker, where can we find you other than Lost in Space?
You can find me at CGX on YouTube. I haven't really been streaming on Twitch, so just find me on Twitter. I post a lot of gaming news stuff. MakerCast12 is the handle.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Awesome.
No, not a personal one, no.
Unacceptable. Get off our show. Jesus. Don't have a YouTube channel. What the hell?
As for me, you can find me
great on
usually.
great on YouTube. Sorry.
I know.
As for me, you can find me every Monday playing usually some Fortnite. It depends, but usually Fortnite here on YouTube. Apparently now, so we're gonna see how it goes. And apparently, we're now doing CloudNationTV on Fridays. So be sure to tune in on Friday and follow me on Twitter, DrSpaceman Media, to know whenever I go live any other days. So it's at random on other days.
JD just texted me. He says he's no longer a pony. He is now Xbox. So shout out to Xbox. Thank you, JD.
Don't fake news, guys.
Absolutely.
That is 100% fake news. He texted me just now. Oh, yep, here came in. He's still 100% Sony, and whatever Ray said is fake news. Damn, man, that was quick.
Awesome. So thank you very much, everyone in the chat. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining in.
Join our Discord
it's been
also,
a lot
guys.
of fun.
I'll post a link in here.
I got shrimp tacos.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.